So I guess I can talk a little bit about the Netanyahu speech. My ultimate conclusion about the speech is that it's an absolute failure for selling his case, and that his only audience for that. I sort of talked about it. I think. I tweeted about it, and I think I might have mentioned it or talked about it a little bit in the Telegram group. His only audience is the neocons, and for the OCGFC, for the more powerful faction, what I regard, inshallah, as the more powerful faction. I mean, inshallah, I'm correct. The more powerful faction of the OCGFC. I think it will just cement in their minds that Netanyahu absolutely has to go. That this is not a man who can upgrade his software to the realities of 2024 and the realities of moving forward into the 21st century. Because his whole speech was just the same old, not I would say 30-year-old, but it's 40-year-old, 50-year-old, 60-year-old shtick of the Israelis, trying to sort of nostalgically recall Israel's traditional role for the United States, and he's completely ignoring or cannot process the reality that that traditional role worked in a world order that is rapidly becoming obsolete, and that no one is interested in. It's the very fact that you don't have another role and you don't have any other ideas for what to do with Israel, except for what it has traditionally been for the United States. You have no other idea of what to do with your so-called country, is the reason why you have to go. And the reason why Zionism has to go, because it really doesn't have any other ideas, and it has no other means of justifying its existence and justifying its any reason why America should support it, and the fact that it can't exist without America supporting it. So I think that that for the OCGFC, it was just a confirmation that Netanyahu and that Zionism, because Netanyahu is sort of the embodiment of Zionism, as he himself tries to make himself with his tie and his blue tie and his white shirt, trying to embody the flag of Israel. He does. He embodies, hardline extremist Zionism, demagoguery, and you have nothing to offer. You have no ideas of what to do to make Israel viable. You just think that it can continue to be viable as long as it serves its traditional function, but its traditional function is obsolete, and that just shows that you have no place in the future. You no longer have a role in this organization, as they say. Even the traditional function of Israel is already being taken over by Ukraine.
Yeah, of being the weapons dispenser.
Yeah, and it occupies a piece of land on a continent that they're interested in disrupting,
Yeah.
whereas Israel occupies a piece of land in a region that they are no longer interested in disrupting.
Yes.
And they need someone in Israel to emerge as a leader who gets that, who understands that. But it's very difficult because you've raised generation after generation after generation on the traditional function of Israel, which includes the Zionist indoctrination, the extreme Zionist indoctrination.
Okay.
But I think that I didn't see anything from the fact that he spoke and the fact that how his speech was received. I didn't find anything in that would cause me to change my assessment that the OCGFC. I think that it just confirmed to them that this person is a liability. As I've talked about, I think that the so-called Abraham Accords were brokered as a means to facilitate America cutting Israel loose and giving them a soft landing, and trying to set the stage for them to integrate into the region, so that America could unburden itself from Israel, because it has become a burden, frankly.
They've been trying to, strike a deal with Benny Gantz for a couple of years at least. Anyway.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and even Saudi. I mean, the Israelis wanted to, no, Washington. Sorry, Washington wanted to bring Benny Gantz over to to talk to the Congress to convince them to approve the defense pact nuclear deal with Saudi Arabia, because there's members of Congress who are against it, of course. So they wanted to bring Benny Gantz over to say, no, 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 it's fine. Me as a representative of Israel say we have no objection to this. You should sign it. It's important and blah blah blah. So he's the guy that they want, because they think that he's the one. The OCGFC, I think, believe that Benny Gantz is the one who understands that Israel's traditional role is over, and they need a new daddy. America's not going to be their daddy anymore.
Yeah.
It's going to be the Arabs. I should clarify that none of this means, and no one should understand it from me, that I've said it before, but I'll say it again. This doesn't mean that I trust Mohammed bin Zayed, or that I trust Mohammed bin Salman, or that I think that they have altruistic intentions. I think that that this is based on their own power ambitions, that what they want to be dominant, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to turn out beautifully for the Palestinians. Frankly, I think because I think that what they want to do is have a coalition, how can I put this, a facade of a coalition ruling regime in Gaza, with the PA, with Fatah, and with Hamas. They would like it to not have Hamas at all. If Hamas can be completely eliminated, I don't think they would mind that at all. But Hamas is a reality. So if they can have a coalition between Hamas and Fatah and the other factions, Palestinian factions, they will do that. But it will be PA dominant. It will be Fatah dominant, and they will ensure that. And they will be puppets. The Fatah will be puppets of Saudi Arabia and the UAE. However, it will end the violent conflict. Once they co-opt and economically conquer Israel, it will end, inshallah, violent conflict. And we won't have another. It will end the genocide. It will end the cycle of bombing and destruction, followed by reconstruction, followed by bombing and destruction in Gaza. And over time, it will lead to the one-state solution, inshallah. But I don't think that an administration of the Palestinian Authority, of Fatah, I don't think that that's going to be a bed of roses for the Palestinians, for the Gazans. And I think that they will cut deals that are good for them, in terms of, say, for example, like the thing that came out with what was his name, Jared Kushner, talking about the beachfront property in Gaza and stuff like this. This is on their minds. I believe that. For the Gulf, I'm saying, for the UAE, for Saudi Arabia, and whatever, they're thinking about that. Yeah, this is beachfront property. This could be developed. We can make a lot of money off of this. And they will do that, and they will bring in partners, and that will include people like Jared Kushner. It will include BlackRock. It will include all of these things, and them, and probably Israelis, and probably, Mahmoud Abbas, and these guys. But it will get developed.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it will get developed, and life will be better. They want dominion over Asham. Because all of Asham is supposed to be the most beautiful place on earth. Bilad Asham is supposed to be absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, prosperous, rich, fruitful, productive, thriving. It's supposed to be all of these things, because that's what it always was. And it's supposed to be. Allah made it that way. It's just an incredibly gorgeous region. And it's, Lebanon, Syria, Palestine, this whole area, this whole piece of land is supposed to be absolutely
Time to
lush.
recognize it for its true beauty and
Yeah.
value and treasure it.
Yeah.
And
So I
treat it
mean,
the way it deserves.
yeah, and frankly, like I've talked about this before, there's a matter of legacy, and they are Muslims at the end of the day. MBS and MBZ, they are Muslims, And Palestine does matter to them. It doesn't matter what you think about them personally, but you don't have a right to pretend that they don't care about Palestine. As Muslims, there's even if it's from a kind of a secular cultural
Arab,
Arab,
Yeah,
Arab pride
Yeah.
side of things. It's a shame on the Arabs in their heart, and it has been plaguing them for decades and decades and decades, what the situation is. And just as a legacy, to be the one to resolve this conflict and to bring peace and stability to Palestine once and for all, inshallah, that puts you in the history books as a Salahuddin. It doesn't matter how you achieved it. You will be remembered fondly by history. And rightly so.